Hello, my name is David Richardson. I'm going to pretend, or you to pretend, that you're holding the software that this presentation is all concerned. It's software, and the software that's being held in the hand that you see is Wealth Transfer Alliance's estate planning software. It's the software that allows you to benefit from the transfer of wealth. Over 120 $5 trillion within the next 20 years will be transferred to persons who position themselves to receive the wealth. It's wealth transfer. Details about that you're going to get below. I want to now to introduce you to my software. The software that you're seeing held in the hand, that's my particular software. My name is David Richardson, and I'm one of the persons who own Wealth Transfer Allowance's estate planning software. And I want you to get it because it's more than just one thing that's being presented. Let me give you some background on myself. I have a couple of master's degrees. I have a degree in accounting, a CPA, all of these things I've accomplished over the years. But what I'm presenting now is something that you don't need to have the educational background that one would expect that you need with this. All you need here is just a desire to have more. And your desire is what you're working on. Now that word desire is a old word, it's older than mud, desire. I want you to know that if you desire to have more, it's here now available for you in your hand. I'm going to move on to stay from taking up a whole lot of your time. I just want to introduce you to the software that's being presented to you now. And I don't know how the exact software looks. I just own the software and I have no idea how it looks. I'm just trying to put it in your head that what we're talking about is you having your own software that will put money in your pocket. The last thing I'm going to show you is some illustrations of the kind of income that are being earned from this process. Now let's move on. Here is something that I want you to pay close attention to. At the top, it says estate planning living trust. And that's what we're talking about, you having your own estate plan living trust. You're going to become a trust. We're going to show you in this demonstration here how you can become a trust. You own nothing yourself. Your trust owns everything. And we're going to show you how to convert yourself to a trust, having no qualms or anything about this word we call protest. My my video that you see at the bottom, that's the video I want you to get an understanding of probate video. It's explaining to you how you don't want to come anywhere near the word probate. And all states within the United States have a probate system. There are federal probate systems. And the probate is a means to take money from you, just like a mosquito takes the blood out of your body. The probate system in America takes money from your estate. Whatever you have, the probate process in America takes that money, and you do it in what we call a will. The first will, he said, Father, I will that they also whom you have given me. So Jesus Christ left a will. And you, when you pass away, most often we as a human being, we have a will. But our will goes to probate, and the probate court then extracts money from our will. That's what we're trying to get this presentation presented, showing you how you can avoid probate by setting yourself up your own revocable living trust. Estate planning living trust is what this is really geared for you to get an understanding of, and above all, get an understanding of the avoidance of probate. My probate video explained that. We're going to go on now. The software that I'm first presented on, first part of this presentation, I'm going to show you the software. This is the software. Now, I am an accountant. I want you to know that I'm a tax accountant. I specialize with income tax. For years and years, I've done anything but help people with their income tax and other functions of accounting. I'm an accountant. I want you to know that. But what we're talking about now, the reason I'm using the internal revenue, because this is a product for America. We only have this product in America. And Americans outside of America can also participate. I'm using the logo for the internal revenue just to show you that the software that you see in the hand, that software is an income tax deductible tool for you, but you got to position yourself to do that. Now, you can't just take a deduction. Let me tell you what it's not. It's not an itemized deduction. It's a business expense. But an itemized deduction is a means for you to reduce your tax liability. This is not an itemized liability like your mortgage and your health insurances and different kinds of interests and things like that that you can use at an itemized deduction. But this is not that. This is where you are using this software as a tool in your business. You have to become a small business in order to take advantage of the software. You see the cost of the software? $19.95. Well, I put this little click here to buy button now here to show you that you can buy the software at $19.95 all at one time or over a period of time. I'm recommending that you do it over a period of time so that you can take a monthly tax write-off as opposed to doing it as an annual basis. What I'm saying is it's going to be perhaps the same thing, but if you take it and you can't afford to reach into your pocket now and pull out $1,900 to pay for the software, I'm recommending you go right down to the bottom. You see under the red click here to buy now button, where you go under that and you set up yourself a financing plan. We have 37 lenders, over 37 lenders, so you can pay a whole lot less than $100 a month, and that becomes a tax write-off for you on your income tax, because you are going to become, hopefully, a Wealth Transfer Alliance business building advocate. And as a business building advocate, you building a business. The tools, the travels, the softwares, whatever you need to operate your business become a business expense. So the estate planning software being a necessity for you to have to transact business that we're going to show you how to do, that's going to become a tax write-off for your business. So you're going to become an advocate with Wealth Transfer Alliance. That's also a tax deductible avenue for you, because it's less than $100 for you to start your business. If you don't start the business, you're going to pay more than that in income tax. So it'd be real wise for you to start a business and take a tax write-off for less than $100. Whereas if you don't do that, your tax is going to be more than $500. You follow what I'm saying? So to start the business is in your best interest. Now let me apologize before this happened. I just got rang the bell just last week for radiation on my lungs. So I may have to cough. If I do, I want to apologize now in advance of that happening for you to say, why is he coughing? But I'm telling you now, I'm just under the doctor's care last week. Today is Wednesday. So last week I had to undergo some activity with radiation on my lung. I'm apologizing for that now. And look, this information here, I'm not going to show it again, but I want you to know that we're talking about Wealth Transfer Alliances, estate planning software becoming your software. And you're going to use that software to transfer the trillions, your portion of the trillion of dollars that's going to be transferred in your wealth. Because what we're going to do is show you how to do that through the process of using the software. The software is over 30 years old, and every year Wealth Transfer Alliances modify or increases the productivity of the software. So the software is raised every year, it's improved every year, it's improved every year. And that improvement is for your use, for you to spread your wealth, and so that the government won't put you in probate and take your wealth. Just recently had a tax client that passed away within the last 2 months. Went to the probate people and put his home condo, nice condo, almost $1 million condo, over 800 plus $1,000 condo, went into probate. His wife and his children now got to wait 10, 15 years before they can get anything out of it, if they get anything, because the probate persons are going to hold it until they can just squeeze it and squeeze it. And then when it's time to pay the note on the property or all the other bills that's owed, the family won't get any near what they should have, because about 14 or 15 or 20% of the proceeds of the individual's wealth are going to go to probate. So what we're trying to do here is introduce you to something so you can avoid that process, okay? That's all I'm trying to do. Wealth Transfer Alliance financing application is right here. You complete the application and you go down to the bottom and say, can you pay attention? Well, if you can, then you're gonna do everything we're recommending. At the top, there's a video. It's a long video, but it is explaining to you what you need to do in order to complete this application and have no qualms about the cost, because you're gonna finance it over a period of a year and a half, whatever, however long you want to. It's all up to you. You can do it in one day. And what we do, if you finance it, the financial companies that we use, they're going to make a check out payable to you and to Wealth Transfer Alliance. You're going to endorse the check, and Wealth Transfer Alliance is going to send you your software. Now you're going to repay the finance company that associated with Wealth Transfer Alliance over a period of months. And that monthly payment is a tax write-off for you, because you have bought software and you didn't pay for the software all at one time. You financed it and you're paying it off on a monthly basis. So every month you are creating a tax write-off for your software. At the same time, you're operating your Wealth Transfer Alliance revocable business, and those business expenses that you incur are also a write-off. You may not produce an income in the year 26, but the expenses are there, and you're going to write the expenses off. You see, you're not required to make income, but any income that you make is taxable. And we're not suggesting that you're doing the thing other than what the law allows you to do. And Internal Revenue allows you to operate a business for at least 5 years before you are actually obligated, concerning the income. It's a 5-year process. So the first year, if you're operating your business starting in January 2026, your income may not come until January 2027 or even later. We don't really know. I'm just making a recommendation to you for you to get some understanding about the process. So make sure that you pay close attention in completing this application. The application is for you to finance the 1995 software costs that you're going to write off on your income tax. It is actually just that simple. Now, this is a continuation of the application. Now, the reason why I put this here is because you notice one thing that the finance companies associated with this financing of this software has your SSN. I'm not recommending that you put your social security number on a purchase of a good. I'm not recommending that, because Wealth Transfer Alliance are going to issue you a tax identification number to associate you with them. They'll know who you are, that you are business billing advocate. I'm recommending, as opposed to putting your social security number on your application, is put your Wealth Transfer Alliance's business billing advocate identification number, so that everybody would know who you are. And the government don't have to get involved, because it's a purchase. You're making a purchase. And if you do have anything to do with your social security number, never give up anything more than 4 digits, the last 4 digits of your social security number. And that way, only the Internal Revenue will be able to identify who you are, referencing your social security number, because the Internal Revenue know you by your last 4 digits of your social security number, because 5 or 6 other people may have 2 or 3 of your numbers in their social security number, if you can hear what I'm saying. But no one is going to have your last 4. I'm going to move on. I'm just trying to tell you this, just to help you. My probate video is going to give you information about your avoidance of probate. And the information on your right side of this slide here is going to give you detailed information about the probate process. See, therefore, all this is here just for your understanding of what you're going to run into should you get involved with the probate. And a will go to probate. Your will, if you follow the recommendations that we're making here and get an understanding, your will can be put into your revocable living trust. And then the probate authorities can then have your will because they can also have your revocable living trust. And within your trust is your will because you become the trust, if you can hear what I'm saying. And your will comes into you. And the probate system can have your will, but there's nothing that they can do with it except read it. If you don't do that and they go to them, they're going to extract money out of your estate year after year after year. Both the court process as well as the attorneys that the court is using, and sometimes the attorneys can earn as much as $1,100-$1,200 per hour out of your estate, and you're no longer a part of it because you're no longer deceased and going on, and now your estate is paying the attorney fees at an astronomical amount of money, whereas you could avoid it by setting up the 1995 one time out of pocket, and you don't have to do it all at one time if you don't choose to do so. And now you got a tax write-off. Please hear, you got a tax write-off every year. I'm going to move on to continue to spend up so much in valuable time. Why is our option the best choice for estate planning? Those are questions that you may want to answer and ask yourself, or a question that you may want to ask yourself, because it's the only one that we know of that started 30 plus years ago, and that's modified, the software is, every year to make it better for you. That's why we can make the statement that, we are the best. We're the best choice that you can have, and you can have it for $19.95 one time out of pocket, and you can pay for it over a period of time. It's the best. It's just it is. There's no other way. You won't run into no one else's half what we have, and we can say that proudly because we know what we know about ourselves and others as well who are in the same arena that we're in. Now we're moving on because this is real. This is just an example. This is planning with revocable living trust. Planning your life with a revocable living trust. Who is the trust? You. You own nothing. You yourself. The trust owns everything. Well, wait, who would? Okay, we already identified the trust. The trust has no name because your name is now trust. You're giving up your name because your name is revocable living trust. And the trust owns everything. You own nothing. That's going to go on and on and on. You see down at the bottom it says the trust beneficiaries up on the guarantee's death. That's you. Okay, so that all your beneficiaries now are going to get proceeds out of your revocable living trust, who you have designated to have what they're supposed to get. And all this is just information that you're going to get over a period of time to study. Now, what I'm going to do right now is show you myself. My name is David Richardson. This is how our software looks. This is how my personal software looks. Okay, you got to get an understanding of the software, but the software is a tool that you're going to just point and click, and fill in information with the software. And if you have questions, Wealth Transfer Alliance has a support staff that can answer your questions should you run into it. But it's a simple process. You can't click on anything wrong. You see it says interview. That's step one. You see where it says review your trust? That's step 2. The next step is where you're going to ratify to certify what you put into your trust. You're going to sign everything, documents, and make sure that it's ratified. The next one is for you to fund your trust. And you can't do anything about your funding your trust. You must fund your trust. How you fund your trust? Well, all that data is right here up under the process of the funding kit. You see, the funding kit and the funding of the trust are 2 steps in one. But you got to put your assets into your trust. And we don't go through this now. This is just to give you the arrows on just sit on the right side. It's just to show you what you're going to run into in the remaining part of this presentation. Because at the bottom, on the right and the left side, you'll see your vault. And everything above your vault, step 1 through 5, is going to go in your vault. All your data is going to go into your vault. You're the only one that can have access in and out of your vault. You and the persons or person that you designate to go in your vault is really simple. Now your wealth, my friend's $800,000+ condo could have been in his trust, but he didn't decide to listen. He went down to the county probate, and the probate people now have his $800,000+ condo in their probate process, and he can't get it out because he's no longer with us. His family can't get it out until they are ready for it to come out, and that's going to be years in advance. What I'm recommending that you do is not do what this person has done. Don't go through the probate process when you have an opportunity to set up your own estate planning revocable living trust. Okay, now here's part 2. My name again is David Richardson, and this is my revocable living trust software that I'm showing you. And we'll now see, as I said, the interview. Step 2 is a review. Well, this is the interview part of it right now. You see what you have to see what you need to prepare your trust. You see the items on the right side. Those are data that you need to prepare your trust. And then you want to review your trust. That's on the left side. The gentleman, the couple that you see on the left side reviewing their trust. And then step 3 is where you ratify. You're going to put everything at step 2 into your trust, and then you want to ratify what you put into your trust and to review that information. Now, then in the next one is 2 steps in one. This is a funding process. We're going to now fund your trust and put in all of your real estate title assets into your trust. We're going to put in all those title assets like your boat, your plane, your cars, all these title assets goes into your trust. We're now funding your trust. So there's step 4. You see the home going into, that's your assets going into your trust. And at the next step, the final step, is for you to upload everything that you put into the steps 1 through 4 or 5 into your vault. Okay. I'm gonna move on. I'm just now showing you my information. You see my name numerous of times in this data because these are data that you can't see. Now it should be green, but I'm not going to let you see my personal information. I'm showing you what you're going to look like. But once you go through the process of reviewing your information and you put it into your trust, it turns green and a check mark instead of a question mark is there. But this is how your software is going to look, just like mine. And you see the tabs on the right. Well, look down at the darkened tab at the bottom. It says review, and at the top it says review for. You see what I'm saying? Down at the bottom, it's all this is part of the review process. And look how long it is for you to review your information before you ratify your information. See what I'm talking about? All right, now look. Again, my name is David Richardson, you see at the top, and this is welcoming me to my own revocable living trust. My estate planning is all here. Yours exactly like mine with the tabs on the side. There's no difference. I'm just showing you me instead of you showing someone else you. But when you do it, it's going to look the same as we're looking here. Now, if you keep it up and keeping up too much time, I'm going to move on. Again, this is the funding process. And when you put everything that goes into your document vault. Lock it up. You are on this inside of it. Now I'm going to switch over now to I'm showing you the software. I'm showing you what you need to do in order to acquire the software and how you can acquire and write it off on your income tax. I'm showing you that. Okay, now I'm going to show you this. This is done for you. It's your own personal advertising agency. So for all those persons that you want to get the information, and it's a vast amount of information. I'm going to next that I show you is going to show you how you can get the help that you need from persons that's right in your community that will help you advance your opportunity. And you're going to do it through your advertising agency. The Impact Fund system is an automatic, top of the mind system designed for you. This is where you take your mobile phone and turn your mobile phone into an advertising agency using your business cards and the process. All of that information, you see down where it says my personal impact phone, my personal phone, that's where you're going to get the information. It's a video and it explains you step by step how this impact phone system is designed for you to use it in a process so you're advertising yourself. And as a result of that, you're gonna have some real close friends like these gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen here. And at the top you see the affordable group rate medical benefits. That's to replace what's happening now. Yesterday, the Congress of the United States was arguing over the replacement of the ACA. And there are some persons, according to the CBO, that's the Congressional Budget Office, it's talking about 22 million people are not having health insurance. I got a call. Not having health insurance as a result of them getting rid of the ACA. That's been a 15-year process. It took 15 years for them to do that. But it's just and the persons that are hurting, according to the information that I put out just this morning, vast amount of the persons that are getting rid of the ACA are the ones that's shooting themselves in the foot, not realizing that the ACA was for America, not just a different for America. And these persons here are for America. These persons here represent you and I, we the people. And we the people now have opportunity to share with you and especially you, this affordable group rate medical benefits and paying less because see, as an individual, I pay more than you and I pay together. But if you and I and 20, 30 other people, we pay a whole lot less because it's the same health care, just in a group as opposed to an individual. Get an understanding, go to the WTAclass.com. That's for the state planning software definitions. The WTA Impact Fund, that's for your own personal advertising agency. You see what I'm saying? All this is all here. And all these persons here are representatives of all of us. And trust me, if you go to your congressperson or your senator and ask them for help to go into your community to help somebody in their district that's going to get them revoted, it's just all one hand shaking the other one. That's what this process, that's what this picture represents. My hand is shaking my congressperson's hand. My hand is shaking my senator's hand. And as a result, my senators and my congressmen are going to help the constituents in their district. And the constituents in that district are now going to have affordable group rate medical benefits as opposed to paying an astronomical amount for it. And according to the CBO, that's the Congressional Budget Office, 22 million people are about to have no health insurance at all. And here we are now with some health care for Lottie, Dottie, and everybody, and it's affordable. It's affordable. 100% estate tax deductible software is what this is all about, though. All right, now I got a call. But I'm almost at the end of this. I got a couple more things to show you. I just want you to understand that this is about you. Your hand with your own software, your estate planning with your own software, controlled by you and only you, your beneficiaries receiving what you want them to have and not the probate process. It's about you. I'm showing you myself to show you what my family is doing, and all you have to do is add this to your family, write it off on your income tax, and go on and rejoice. Because don't look back, just go from today. What I'm presenting to you today is for you today. You can't go back, and what has happened yesterday is gone. We only got today. And today, the Lord has blessed us with affordable health care, has blessed us with an opportunity to have our legacy, our wealth given to our beneficiaries. It's given us an opportunity to have our own advertising agency that we carry in our hand every day that we call a mobile phone. It's given us all of these data that are beneficial for you and I and our staff people. You see it in the picture. These are our staff people. They work for us, we the people. These are our staff, and they're paid very well. Anyway, I'm going to move on because I'm at the conclusion of this. Everyone needs to know about the estate cash plan. It's something for you, and especially you. It's the estate plan. And all of this is offered by Wealth Transfer Alliance in a TPA. And a TPA is, you're going to get a definition of TPA in a few minutes. But this is all about you understanding how you get to become a profitable person through the process of the TPAs, third party person. Now, what we do, we don't sell anything, and I'm going to introduce that to you now. We, as a Wealth Transfer Alliance business advocate, don't sell. We peak, pass, and pay. We get peak, pass, and pay. The three P's: peak, pass, pay. That's how we earn our process, our living through that process, and we earn what we choose. I can say that because at one time, well, many years ago, I was an employee. I want to earn what I could earn as an employee. But then I decided that, God has blessed me with this, and this. So I just went out and started on my own, and now my earnings are different because I wasn't geared by someone else's thoughts. And in conclusion, here's what we're proposing that you consider. This is just an illustration of the kinds of income as an advocate, business building advocate can earn through the estate planning process. But we have a vast number of third party allies. And we all get paid from the third party allies. Now, this is just an idea of the kind of monthly income one can have with just 6 people. And those 6 people doing the same thing that you are doing. You see what your monthly income or your yearly income could be. And trust me, this is only an illustration, no promise of anything. But if one were to have twice as many people, look what the income probably would be with twice as many people. And the people are going to come through the advertising agency that we have. And all we're going to do is show the persons that come through the advertising agency how to have more than what they have and how to not be going to the probate process, because everyone wants to avoid the probate process. If not, your judges or the probate courts are going to earn $500,000-$600,000 a year. The attorneys are going to earn in from $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 per hour. And all of this is avoidable if you just decide that you want to become your own revocable living trust. You become the trust through the estate planning process. So it's just a subscription for you to have it. And it's only an illustration This income is just an illustration. Please, please, please hear. This is just an illustration of the kind of income. Now, let me tell you, this is also austere. This is considered to be an austere income. If you can hear what I'm saying, look up the word austere if you don't really know, so you can get an understanding. This is an austere income. This is based on, look at the top, see where it's 21 clients. This is based on 21 clients. But your advertising agency may have 21 clients contacting you within a month's time. Some could be 121. You see what I'm saying? If it was 121, what if it was 221? I'm going to digress because I have perhaps already taken up too much of your time. The information on the left, this is the president and CEO, president and founder of our company, the Wealth Transfer Alliance. And I pray that you consider what he's saying. It's very important to know the use of the Wealth Transfer Alliance Peak and Pass and Pay system. You want to get involved with the Peak, Pass, and Pay system because the third-party allies, and it's a vast number of third-party allies, and each one of the third-party allies have money going into your direct deposit on a monthly, weekly basis. Not just what you're going to do, but what they are doing for you by you peaking and passing information to them. You peak the peak pass process work. You pick the interest of the person who want to have group rate health insurance, and you pass that person on off to Wealth Transfer Alliance. Wealth Transfer Alliance, and you contact the person that's in charge of that individual having affordable health care, and you get paid. I'm going to digress, and I pray God bless you because I have spent almost I spent over 30 minutes of your time, but I pray God that you would consider to be an investment of your time as opposed to being a liability, because I've meant everything I've given to you from the bottom of my heart to help you do what it is that you want to do. It's more blessed for me to give you something than it is for me to get something from you. And you take that, and God has set that up for you and I. It's more blessed to give than it is to receive. God bless you. I love you, and goodbye.